Hoping you will miss us once we've dropped, then hope to hear from us again. This is Anything Goes podcast, and it's brought to you by CSA Kenya. My name is Lee.
My name is Linda.
My name is Lumina.
My name is Zuri.
Now, welcome. We hope you will enjoy this. I honestly hope.
Wapi? So the guy became a stripper. Kidogo.
Dollars.
Dem naye akaletwa na mabeshte wake. We know a certain club. Come, we show you. So actually, bwanake ndo alikuja kumstripia. Didn't know.
Kwani alikuwa amevaa mask?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But at the end of it all, nika ali notice like a certain birthmark.
Kasema,
Funny.
It's you.
I know this one.
Wewe nimekuona wapi wewe?
Yeah,
Looks
but
familiar.
actually you should watch the movie. It's really interesting.
Umesema inaitwa Magic Mike. Lakini ni Netflix. Mzazi wangu akuja aone continue watching alafu ka strip akakwa hapo mbele.
But these are the kind of things that you can actually even talk to your parents about. Because me, I usually feel like in my aunt's place, I can't be comfortable enough to do some stuff. Yes, I know I need to be PG because kuna watoto, but at the same time, we have kids who are in class 6.
Mm-hmm.
Class 6 ndo anaanza kufunzwa reproduction.
Mm.
Unapata
That is in schools.
yeah, unapata ameweza kufunzwa reproduction, anakuja na hizo vitabu home. Alafu kuna huyu mwenye ako kindergarten saizi. Si ataona hizo vitabu.
Yeah.
Juzi aliuliza brother yake, "By the way, what is this?" Ndo akaambiwa, "When you grow up," but aliputiwa in layman's language. Aliambiwa, "When you become a mbaba, you'll have hair on your dudu." So me, the baby came and asked me, "Do you have hair on your dudu?" I'm like, "Okay, where did you hear?" You know, I'm like, "Ulisikia wapi?" Nini, Nani told me when you become a mbaba, you will have hair on
And then they keep repeating.
Yeah, exactly.
Kama juzi my little brother asked Kai.
Exactly.
Asked
So I
our
told-
nanny,
so I
why
told my
does
aunt-
auntie have big bum bum?
Yeah.
Bum is fat.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Mm.
Yes, she eats a lot of proteins.
What proteins? Okay.
Which protein? You need to be specific. But I feel, and then I told my aunt, you need to talk to your kindergarten kid and like explain this stuff. Then he was like, she called the older brother and was like, you are not supposed to talk about these things to the baby. Then the kid was like, he asked, na mimi I can't, siwezi mficha mam.
Na hiyo ndo shida yenye tuko
kitabu.
nayo.
Na mimi nikaambia my aunt, no, you're not supposed to do this.
Karibia Mike.
You're not supposed to do this kwa sababu the minute you start doing this inamaanisha even if they have the issue, they can't tell you.
Yeah.
No, like umeshafunga hiyo chapter, boom.
It generates shame also.
Yeah,
when
exactly.
you use words like you do and bam bam, I prefer you tell, once they understand words, you start using words like breasts, and you tell them the way it is. Because when you use such words, it makes it feel like, the names assigned to those body parts are embarrassing or shameful.
True. So
Imeishia hapo.
yeah, but no, haijaisha, it's a continuous topic,
Yeah.
Also like tulikuwa tunasema nini about having height fears. Izo wisha. But how do they end? Nugget, the continuous use of the continuous exposure, the continuous exposure, the continuous use of lifts and high buildings, or I don't know, maybe I'm adventurous, but for me my fear reduced the minute I started hanging out around tall buildings. Nilikuwa nafika 7th floor for nothing, at the same time, the day that we're approaching right now, the Ida Hot. I feel like these people who have these phobias, they don't have that correct information. But the minute they have this correct information, I feel the phobia level, the discrimination also can actually even reduce to a minimum.
Yeah.
That's my view, though. I don't know how someone else can put it, but I feel it's the same with the other phobias.
There is that, and then there's the exposure bit of it, and then also I feel there has been quite a tense on both sides, because each and every side feels like the other side wants to impose their beliefs on us.
Yeah.
So mimi nikiwa hapa, I believe that anyone who is from the Soji community wants to impose their beliefs and wants me to accept, and also me or any other person out there who also is heterosexual, and I feel pia anataka kuimpose whatever they believe on this other side. Na I guess pia ndio inaleta the imbalance yenye tumekuwa nayo most, because you cannot step on these spaces, because I've also been trying now to sort of now bridge your gap hapo katikati, sort of bring these two sides to kidogo come to a compromise, ama kidogo they can also have a conversation. But for that to happen, it means you have to be very objective with such a conversation, and usikuwe biased for any side. Yeah. So you listen to this side and you hear what they're saying. You also listen to this side, you hear what they're saying, and also get their concerns. Alafu unaleta hizi concerns hapa katikati and maybe bring a consensus. But for that to happen, the moment you listen to this side, the side feels like una bebea side sana. The moment you listen to this other side, is hiding. So kuleta hiyo harmony mimi sijui hata itakuwa aje bana. I don't know.
I feel nini. Okay, we used to have these. I don't know if the story is shared out there, but we have this director wa Harmonious.
Harmonious is?
Harmonious. Harmonious. Don't worry.
Okay.
Anyway, so like we had, I think it's an OCS, I guess.
But speak to the mic.
Your police force, whatever. So yeye alikuwa anasema hajawahi interact na mtu wote nini MSM yenye mnashinda mkitaja. Yeye hajawahi interact na anyone. But yeye ni kama alikuwa na ile view, these people ni wale wa kukulana tu. Like it. Until he was in the same space with Madhenge, the director for Harmonious. So and then afterwards ndakambiwa, oh, you were in the same space with Madhenge, in the same group actually, na alikuwa amekaa kando yako. He couldn't actually believe kwa sababu the perspective the guys have, it's just sex. Yeah. But actually you don't get to know the person until you sit in the same room with them and actually see this person is just the same as you and I, and they also have views and they also have points to air out. It's not usually all about sex out there, and you know that, you know. But I feel more exposure could actually change so much perspective. I do understand that everyone has their views and beliefs, and we might actually even want to impose our beliefs to someone else to actually be on the same perspective. But I feel if we come to a consensus, we come to a negotiation table, wewe unasema hivi na mimi nasema hivi, but hapa katikati kuna kitu inatuleta pamoja. The services, our views, votes, sensors,
hospitality, buildings,
they bring us together. But some kisema vitu zingine, it doesn't make sense.
Just to add on to what Lee was saying, about both sides trying to think that tunajaribu kuwaimposia beliefs zetu and vice versa. That is just one of the manifestations of homophobia. That let's say I have a gay friend, or and I'm working with them, automatically, if already I feel like mtu akiniona akiatafikiria pia mimi ni gay, that's already a sign of homophobia. And I think the principle is really simple. It's just love. Having regard for the person who is right next to you. Now, to love is not to say that I have to listen to everything that you have to say or to believe.
Yeah.
But the moment you start seeing someone as different, that's the biggest tragedy. Nikiona Lee hapa and already skin color yake inanisumbua,
I know.
It's already
I
a huge
know.
problem to the biggest interaction that we could ever have, or to anything that he deserves of. Do you understand what I mean? It's the same principle that we had with racism. I usually get very angry when I think about colonial stories. I'm like, watu mbona walikuwa wanatu discriminate due to your skin color, you see?
I know.
But the principle was the same. They were just seeing us as different. They called us murderers, and they called us all sorts of things. You
We're
people are
natives.
Negroes,
Monkeys.
you are nasty, you're monkeys. And we were just like, yeah, that we do, you know. And look at globalization right now. Watu wanaweza enda kusoma majuu, sai, our people are more educated. They are coming in for opportunities. Let's look at this now issue of homophobia, transphobia, biphobia. You are seeing someone expressing themselves in a certain type of way. Maybe it's in their dressing, maybe it's in who they are attracted to. And you decide, I think I'm better than you, and nothing that you'll tell me will make sense. Like, already, hata kabla uniongelesha nimesha kuona different. We are doing advocacy for adolescents. Watoto wetu wanaenda shule, and this is when they are beginning to discover themselves and the issues of their attraction. And when we were talking about now the cost, people are getting bad grades because of discrimination. Maybe hata mi si gay, maybe tu I am a boy but body shape yangu inakaa ya dem ama sauti yangu, and I start to be discriminated, I'm getting bad grades, and I might even drop out. Kuna watu wengine by the way huachia tu katikati anasema, you know what, I can't. In the employment sector, I'm coming to apply, and wewe mwenye unachukua unaona, huyu venye anakaa
Behavior.
anakaa wale watu. You know the way they use those terms, and already your chances for getting employment are low. Let's come to housing. Sindio? Unakuja kwa apartment maybe, unatafuta hao. Na maybe mwenye ni caretaker anasema, you know the way mtu anaweza kuja kubook nyumba kando yako, anataka kuishi kando yako, and then mtu anasema, niki. Hapana. Unaona?
Yeah.
I don't think it's good for my kids to. Why? Inakuuma wa pilipili usioila inakuwashia. That person is just coming to stay, and we have cases of people being homeless because of that. That is how I wanted us to discuss the cost of this. People are being homeless. Na mtu akiwa homeless, definitely violence inaingia. Why would you feel threatened by mtu haja kufanyia ki? Yani, they are just existing, you know, and in their natural forms. It makes no sense if I come and tell you, Lee, you know, I don't like that girlfriend of yours because she's tall, on the basis of who you are attracted to. Or I don't like your girlfriend because amenyoa. Akiwa ukai kukuwa na dem amenyoa. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
It beats logic.
Imagine, I feel like it's the same with fetishes. I might have a fetish for feet.
Yeah.
I might have a fetish for light skins. I might have a fetish for curvy people. I might have a fetish for muscled people. But
it's only on the basis of sexual.
Okay. I'm still talking on true. But also unapata Lia napenda warefu wakonde weusi. But I'm like, mbona hutaki mwenye ako na haga?
Why is it your business?
Know,
and now you wonder.
Lakini napenda haga.
That's their preference. That's their preference. But tunaifanya ikaini kama we want to impose our preference to them. You know?
Yeah. So I think it's just an issue. The principle is very, very simple. It's just, why are you seeing someone as different from you, and why does it affect you?
But I guess it's also labeling. Unajua, in as much as yes, we want to be identified, we also want an identity. So in a call for a label that this is what homes us, this is what brings us together, so this is what we can identify with. The moment tunaanza easy labeling, unajua then it now starts attracting the stereotypes. It then starts attracting negative attitudes, because unajua, like Chimamanda says, stereotypes are half-told truths. So definitely huyu msee kuna at some point maybe alikuwa na a bad experience ama a negative experience, alafu from ile story yenye alikuwa anapiga akageneralize like a whole entire vile vile tunaambiliwa about colonialism. Vile mzungu alikuja kwanza akaona, aka-identify kwanza ni kabila ngapi ziko Kenya, kwa kwanza akaenda kwa zenye ziko na mali sana, zenye zinakaa ziko na mali. Hiyo ni akina Kalenjin, the Luos and the Kikuyus na the Akambas. So and at that time the principle yenye ingeweza kutu divide ni Kikuyus. Those people love money a lot, so it means they will do whatever it takes to acquire money. So hawatu diwezi Luos juu ya ile Lake Victoria na fish and everything else, watu bana, those people are extremely violent. Watu hufai kuwakaribia sana, alafu pia ni wachawi. Alafu tukienda Wakamba pia tunaambiwa ni wachawi bana. Alafu tunaambiwa watu haonangi maji. So by the time tunakuja as a collective, mzungu ashaenda, si ndio? But tusisahau hizi notions zimekuwa attached plus the stereotypes. Maybe aliona mtu mmoja, alipatana na mtu mmoja mwenye alikuwa mwizi but akahappen kuwa Mkikuyu, ama alipatana na mtu mmoja mwenye alirusha mawe but akahappen kuwa ni Mjaka, ama kulikuwa tu na Mkamba tu ako anapenda maji man. Sasa yeye akaamua sasa unaona, I mean easy,
ama that season was a dry season
bana jo,
anasema huko hakunanga maji,
hata hapendi maji.
Yeah, exactly.
So easy labels ndio pia naona kidogo zina attract negative connotations to them. But also, I mean, the fact that pia mimi I identify as Lee, si kuna pia wale watu wananijua a certain way. Kuna mtu bana ukiuliza Lee, but Lee is just a blood clad fuck up. Aita ezitaka kukaribia Lee, na bado kuna msemo mwingine, yo Lee is an angel man. I mean, Lee dropped down from sasa. But at the end of the day, what they say about what they identify my name with, at some point, yes, it might cost my social standings, ndio, which also might impact negatively or positively. Yeah. So hiyo bado tunaweza iweka bado kwa in terms of the gays, the lesbians, the transgenders, the fact that unakuwa identified hivyo, na the fact that kuko na some other as well attitudes zenye zimekuwa formed towards that term, I guess ndio pia inakuja ina translate sasa to ripple effect ya utapata hao ukienda OC bana. Kwanza kama mimi nilikuwa mbele na nilikuwa naenda kukudunga shindano unajua kwanza anaanza kuthink twice, ngoja itabidi nimtoe trouser, itabidi nimshike haga, wait what does that, vitu kama hizo. Na usisahau hii ni akili yake, so tayari kaiko kwa akili yake. Mimi sidhani kama ataenda kudunga hiyo shindano, and that's kama how akidunga vibaya,
yeah, exactly,
ata perform vizuri. So I guess pia na unaona at some point, eventually umseme hata process ya medication, umseme hata step ya medical service. Alafu hiyo ni moja na ni crucial. Sababu imagine easy steps zingine zote, these other spheres of life, you kama vile maybe usiku unakuangana mechi, so wewe kazi yako like unaweza sikia jamaa bana, hiyo kwake bana, kwanza ikigonga Friday madem tu kuswitch. So maybe for instance kuna huyo msee pia yeye, kama for instance maybe ni dem, so pia ikifika Friday yake pia anakuja kuswitch. So unaweza pata in just less than a month amefukuzwa kwa hiyo hao, because at the end of the day pia landlord ama caretaker kuna beliefs zake. Sasa which also now brings this question. How then can we challenge these stereotypes? How can we challenge these norms? Because ni social constructs tumegrow nazo. How can we challenge them?
I feel like it's the fear of the unknown. Kwa sababu like what Linda said, kuna so much fear, and then unapata nini, someone expressing themselves in how they believe they are. You are Lee, you are an angel, you are a devil. Wewe unajijua personally, wewe unajijua kama angel, but out here
devil, but anyway,
yeah, but ukijijua kama devil, someone sees you like an angel.
Yeah,
you see, so it's the fear of the unknown. Alafu the minute you express yourself how you feel, I feel like someone doesn't want you to express themselves, because the minute you start expressing, that kafia comes like, this person is too bold. I'm like you know,
siwezi.
Yeah, siwezani na hiyo boldness. people don't fear you because you're gay, but they fear you because you are actually acknowledging that you're gay, you are trans, you know,
and openly saying it.
you are openly saying it, or like I'm HIV positive. Like,
Because
exactly. But the minute you just mention that you're HIV positive, well, like even hata kama you are in a date with someone, unaanzaga tu kuona reaction yake
ashaenda yeye
like asha change like kwa akili yake ni kama venye tumekaa hivi sasa amepumua mara kadhaa sijui hata kama maybe nimepata nimeshika tissue yenye amenipatilishia unaget there's so much fear of the unknown, alafu there's so much fear of someone expressing themselves in their true nature. Una feel sasa hapo ndo the phobias now begin. You don't have the right information. At the same time, like in schools, I'm just taking you back again.
No, it's okay.
Like in schools now, right now, Magoha said if you're gay, you can't be in a boarding school. You go to a day school. So does this mean that day schools are made for gay students and boarding schools are made for straight students? How will you know I'm gay?
Shared.
Yeah, exactly. How will you know I'm gay? The only process you can actually know if the person is gay is by conducting a certain test. Na hiyo test lazima uende huko nyuma.
Na lazima pia kuwe consenting as well.
And lazima ikuwe consentful. Kwa sababu if it's not consentful, you can't use that data. The person can actually sue you even if you do it. You can actually sue the person. But sasa kuna hii notion that I'm in a boys' school. I'm working with a lot of dudes. I'm gay. How? It's a boys' school. You know, who else am I supposed to work with? Nugget. Ama, you hang around with a certain guy so much. That means you guys are dating. You're like, hey, dude. Maybe ni BFF wangu.
Yeah.
I might be hanging out with Momina so much. Will you say she's my girlfriend? You know, like that perspective that people have need to stop. Even this aspect in your tunasemati, gay students go to day school. How will you know the person is gay? You know, me by they personally ningetamani kujua. I don't understand how will a teacher know the person is gay? You haven't caught them in the act, but you're suspecting them.
That you're suspecting.
And you're suspecting from how
rumors you've heard.
How you're seeing them.
Even the snitches that you guys have hired in school for that kakota
But kuna snitches.
Yeah, exactly. We used to have snitches. Even now we have snitches, you know. Amelipo tu na kamkate kanusu ama quarter. Anaku snitch vibaya. Bora apate hiyo quarter. Yeah, you know, for a daily dose of bread, a daily quarter dose of bread, I'll snitch you. Nipate kichwa kukunywa nao tea break, you know.
But the real question is, if it was in a mixed school, sawa, tuko na mixed school na iko na girls na ni boys na ni high school, and these are people who are wako late adolescents, ndio. If you are in a relationship, tunaweza jua ama tukose tujue. But the when unasema how will you know? The problem comes in, this is a formal institution. If you are caught maybe in the act, you are punished for engaging in maybe sexual behavior in a formal institution. That's the punishment. Sindio?
Actually, it's both. Utakuwa punished in both. Kwa sababu,
you are
let's say it's same sex. Definitely utakuwa punished. Yes, wamekushika in the act. It's imepatikana. No. At the same time, utapanishwa for sexual misconduct. Yeah.
So now that's the real question, that we have a problem of people acknowledging that tuko na diversity. Sawa? So ukienda kwa shule ya boys, hata ukienda kwa mixed school, people are getting attracted to each other. Sindio? The only problem comes in time yenye mtu anafanya misconduct. And that is something that we need to address, as you're saying. People are not aware of issues about diversity, and they're having a problem acknowledging because they haven't been in the same space and don't want to hear people expressing themselves like that. It looks like intimidation to me.
I feel
it
like
is.
I feel the same. Yeah.
Okay, I feel like the way we've been socialized, the way we've been socialized, and the way we've been taught to see things from a young age, is reached the point where we are sexualizing everything.
Yeah, true.
Like for example, you're suspected of being gay or engaging in homosexual activities just because you're hanging out with someone of the opposite gender for so long. And the reason why they're being put in day schools, according to Magaha's suggestion, is they think, what are they going to be up to if they sleep together in the same dorm?
Yeah.
And out here, how sure are
Exactly.
you sit up at because I have a bigger market space, you know.
Kwanza, this
If I
school
want to
More
unajua
options.
yeah, more options. I have more options out here. Alafu, the same perspective comes in. Me in primary, I used to hang out around so many girls. Yani mpaka machali most guys used to hate me because of that.
Because you get girls.
Yeah, because their girlfriends used to hang out with me. Be it break time, be it lunchtime, be it even going home. I was surrounded by girls. Mpaka girlfriend yako angekuja tutembea naye tukienda home.
Noma.
Like, akuache nyuma, akuje
Tembea na Zuri.
Zuri ni vibes.
Yeah, you know.
The
Don't
vibes
play.
and vibes.
And then it was an issue even in school. Like ninaambiwa, you hang around so many girls.
So
Why can't you hang out with boys? Right now, yeah, exactly. Right now, Magoha is saying, leave alone Magoha. Right now, in school, ukipatikana with the same sex for so long,
It's a big deal.
For sure.
Munadu?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big
Aye.
they have personal
Alafu
experiences.
saizi, yeah, alafu saizi, unajua sijui ni iti walimu wanalipwa or what. Yeah, ni kama wanalipwa or something. I don't know. But unajua mwalimu aki snitch out ati I'm suspecting this too. Muna expeliwa.
Like
Okay.
With no
immediately.
evidence.
With no evidence.
So
Right now, it's with no evidence, but just suspecting.
And the thing is, these are minors.
Yeah, these are minors. Alafu sasa unapata I'm suspecting. Unachujwa hivyo. Na unakumbuka mind you, mimi niliambiwa aje hang around with your gender. Hang around with the gender, stop hanging around the girls so much. Right now unasikia hang around with your gender, it's an issue. So how am I supposed to hang out? Na nikikaa peke yangu naambiwa mimi ni mchawi. Yeah, you're not supposed to be alone. Yeah,
huyu ni
you're
ako
a weirdo.
Illuminati.
Why you
Yeah.
alone?
Mbona uko alone?
Kwani
Unaroga
huna
nani?
marafiki?
Unaroga nani? Kwani huna marafiki? Ukihang around with a girl, you guys are a couple. Ukihang around with a boy, kuna kitu mnafanya. So where do we stand now?
But of which umeguzia a very important point, which is hate, and I will just get into it. But kwanza, I guess pia wanatumia the same construct yenye ilikuwa inatumiwa back then. Unajua bado relationships hazikuwa zinakubaliwa shule, si ndio?
Yeah, true.
The moment ulikuwa identified msee anaweza kuwa na dem, maybe the same class ama class ingine. Number one, kwanza hiyo ni tabu. So utakuwa na an intervention. Kwanza ni either uitwe staff room mzima ya modemels kama mini boy bana nanitanyoroshwa, dem at least ataongeleshwa. Because mimi ndio inajulikana, mimi ndio naenda
You guys are lucky.
mimi ndio naenda kuharibu dem.
You guys are lucky.
But sasa
Nisomea mixed school.
wallahi
Na nyinyi wote mungeundwa. But for the female was way worse. I used to feel like it was way
You're
worse.
compared to the men.
Yeah.
To the boys, because you're
Mumina
told,
Mike.
because you're told you're the one who wanted that attention. Ama ni fault yako umejipeleka to guys, because there's a time in high school we were in two separate classes. It was a mixed school. I went over to the next class, I don't know, to see a friend or borrow something, and then a teacher caught me and she was like, you're such a Jezebel, kazi yako ni kuenda class zingine ku attract attention ya vijana. Na sasa hiyo hajanishika nikifanya kitu, I was just seated.
Yeah.
You come from the other class at night to do what? You're a Jezebel.
Kwanza ilikuwa tricky. Unatoka pia kuna shule zenye maboy ni mixed, but there are classrooms for boys and there are classrooms for girls.
All classrooms are mixed.
No, it's a mixed school.
We had one in Meru.
It's a mixed
school, but kuna classes za madem, kuna classes za maboy.
so
I was even wondering, munakaaje shule? It's a mixed school. How? And then when they
Psychology.
came
Kwanza
to
ndo
my
mnaongezea
school,
curiosity.
actually when they came to my school, they were even surprised and shocked. It's boy, girl, boy, girl, boy, girl, mpaka mwisho. No other way. Haungepata class yote ati imekaa boy. Ilikuwa tu boy.
Anye mlikuwa lucky, mlienda mixed schools ni wote.
Yeah, but so unapata There's
Lucky.
also an
What do you mean
issue.
by lucky?
You guys
Even
are
in that,
lucky.
even in
Yay.
that elite school, there's also an issue.
Mhm.
You're not supposed to hang out with that chile for long.
For,
Yeah.
for a long time.
Alafu,
Yeah.
sasa
What is a long time?
your social
Alafu mkipatwa, sorry,
Mm,
I'll
it's
cut
okay.
you off. But mkipatwa pamoja, unajua dem atachapwa sana juu ya nini?
Mm.
Kwanza anaambiwa you castrated all this. Ona kwanza venye umevaa nguo fupi.
Oh my
Oh, yeah.
God,
Ama
yes.
tights. And then I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, we used to have an issue. Shule two girls need to wear a 6-piece skirt.
6 boxes.
6-piece skirt.
Piece
Ama
or
kuna-
boxes. Ilikuwanga na
pieces,
boxes.
like pieces. It's 6 pieces, and then it's supposed to be below the knee. Unapata this girl is curvy. This girl is
Hiyo
curvy.
6 piece haikubali.
6 piece haikubali.
6 piece ndio gani
Imeshika,
weka?
6 piece inamaanisha
like
Eh.
wa-
One
unaona venye
strand,
material
two
ilishonwa
strand, yeah.
zinashikanishangwa,
How
so
was
1
boxes?
2
It's
3
supposed to
4
be
5 6.
sita
So kama yangu ni 2 piece juu ni
Oh.
hii pekee
na nyuma.
so
Oh.
6
Yeah.
is supposed to be
So
round.
ni kwe baggy.
Exactly. But unapata this chile is curvy. We had curvy chiles in school. But the issue was, acha apatwe kama imemshika. It's an issue. Mpaka one girl was like, okay, mnataka nipunguze matako ama? How?
It
You know.
actually leads to body dysmorphia.
Yeah, exactly. Because
Body
udem
Body
what?
dysmorphia. When you start having severe issues with your self-image. For
Yeah.
example, you can't even look at yourself in the mirror.
Mhm.
You hate yourself. You just want to be in another body.
Yeah, exactly. Mpaka unaanza you start being it's bulimic.
Yeah, you start getting eating disorders.
Yeah.
Ukikula unatapika.
Yeah,
You avoid food.
you
You
want
start
to
doing
be
diets.
slim. Kwa sababu the teacher told you you are too fat. You have
you're attracting too much
you're
attention.
attracting too much
Attention.
attention. So you want to fit into the teacher's world.
Naambiwa you are a
And
threat.
why are the teachers looking at you that much in the first place?
Exactly.
Because I'm a child.
Exactly.
Why are you looking at my bum? Why are you focused on doing my skirt is
So
lifted?
teachers are
Exactly.
pedophiles now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's teachers like that. Like when you used to
Yeah,
go for
yeah,
games,
for sure.
they stand back and they watch us run. Because you're wearing wrap skirts. They're enjoying the view. This is a whole man. A man with kids.
No,
And
maybe
you're 14 at the time. You're
May-
just 14 from
maybe I
1
remember
from 2.
there was an experience where mode alikuwa hapo mbele and hii class because tumezoea kuseparatiwa, si ndio? Class ya maboy kuna class 2 za maboy, class 2 za madem. But tunaunganishwa na saya lessons. So wakati huu mode alikuwa hapo mbele, si yao mademu amezoea tu kuinteract na females peke yake. So dem yera atabaki amekaa tu vile ya amezoea.
Yeah.
So umode ulikuwa unakaa unaona bana reaction. Na alafu unajua reaction za male azifichiki saa zingine. I mean you can literally see it. But the social construct that I wanted to speak about ni hivyo vile imekuwa ingrained in our brains from early on. You are not supposed to be in a relationship in school. So the moment hata identify maybe you have feelings for someone, kwanza utazificha. Na hata maybe in case mu get into a relationship kwanza pia mtaficha. So pia the same construct ndio inatumiwa sahi, but ni vile imekwa on a large scale. So if you identify as a member of the soji community, wewe utajificha because utaki kujulikana.
Yeah,
because the moment unajulikana, there are consequences that are going to fall on you. But then again, the head part of it, hii vile tunaanza kuwa punished kidogo unakuwa expelled. Unajua pia mimi maybe as an heterosexual and from an early age I see you're treating this person this way and this is what I grow with. So huku mbele I get to meet another person mwenye ako the same. How do you think I am going to relate with this person,
Or your
man?
kid.
But man, I don't know bana. You see? Like wewe umezoea kuona wakikuwa maybe treated vibaya like negatively. Ama hata uwezi taka kukaribie. Like why are you sitting even close to me? So I mean anapa ndio hii hate inaanza, and I guess pia not even I guess Noana pia we're having such matters like the one for Sheila, which is extremely unfortunate because whatever those people did
But
was mad.
I usually feel I had some wise words from a very good guy. Alituambia, you'll never know what it feels like to be discriminated or hated against your expression until you have someone related to you or close to you who identifies the same. So you can never know how much hate you inflict on another person
until it gets home.
Like you get your kid is trans or intersex. Boom.
Reality in a hit.
Yeah, like the reality hits now.
And now that just brings us to that subtopic on manifestations of homophobia and types of homophobia. You might be homophobic and you don't know.
Yeah.
So I think that is something that we need to address as stereotypes, so that even for the people who will be listening, now that we have acknowledged we have diversity, sindio? But now I might be homophobic and I don't know. Kama yenye nilikuwa nasema ya power of association, where by virtue of just sitting with you, I'm just like, hey, people will think I'm also gay, and now I start avoiding being your friend. Yet we had such a good friendship. Maybe we were building each other just as friends. Right now we have a good group of people from the Soji. They are good makeup artists, excellent brains in the economic sector and in the labor market. But because of stereotypes,
we also have a win for us. I think it's a win. I'll say it's a win.
Mike.
We had the first intersex person to be admitted to state. Yes, it's so much of a win. And even the census committee acknowledging that we have intersex in our midst, it's a very big step.
Yeah.
It's a very, very big
it's beyond, it's not a conversation about sex. It's just a conversation about inclusion. Can we now just address?
But now, because I think it's also great that you have mentioned that. What are homophobic traits, man?
Yeah.
Homophobic
just the
traits.
thoughts. It's not even about the actions, but even the thoughts. You can actually be even homophobic by just your thoughts. Uku ground, you're like, hey, yeah, I will support you. What do you want? What do you need? But kwa thoughts zako, you're like, oh God, does this person know that they're sinning? Does this I'm a like deep uku nje, your actions speak like you're an ally. But deep down, you don't want to. Ama ni kwa sababu job inakufanya, you have to. But you are what you believe in. You're like, hey, beliefs zangu hazikubali. You're the beginning of the homophobic traits. Hapo ndo inaanzianga, not even the action.
Ndio iko saa translated into actions and maybe into words.
Exactly.
But so then I guess even if I do not maybe completely agree with or completely believe in, as long as I respect your rights as a person, as long as I also respect the right of you being, the right of you accessing medical services, the right of you also, getting to interact as a normal human being because you are. See, basi, then from there at least there is that boundary that now I am perceiving you as a human being. And the same way I treat another person who I identify as the right person or the one who is correctly in the society.
Do you still have boundaries for this person?
What do you mean by boundaries?
Okay, yeah, umesema you respect the person. Yes, your beliefs still stand, but you still have the respect to everything. Let's say the person wants to hug you. Will you accept?
But now, Sasa, see, that one now goes back to the personal, I guess, beliefs or connotations.
You have your beliefs. Like umesema, you have your beliefs. But for respect, like even the policy changes, you are head on. Everything you're head on. But the person wants to make a connection to you. Will you accept Amabado? You still have that boundary. You're like, hey, you know what?
Hapa
hapana.
Because
I know some people can actually even go beyond the boundaries. But kuna venye maybe the person wants to pass down a friendly gesture, a hug. Or maybe joke, but you're like, hey, dude, I guess
that is already
that's still like phobia. Unaget?
Nikaribia aki mimi naogopa aki utanishika kige. Wacha kunige.
Yeah.
Have you seen that meme of wacha kunishika mapanja? You know. So
yeah, you might be believing, you might have the thoughts, you might have the strongest beliefs, like the strongest support. You are the biggest ally,
but see,
still
so sorry to cut in, but see, unajua pia, because I also want to think and also represent like the diverse people out there that we have. Maybe mimi bana mispendi hugs, man. Na si kwako peke yako ama kwa msika, generally tu mzitu yote bana, like I have issues. So we ukikam kuni hug and I'm like yo like nigote me I'm just easy with the fist bump. So see, then vitu kama hizi ndo zinakuwa tena zinakuwa misinterpreted and also misunderstood because
I feel like for certain aspects.
Mike.
Yeah, like yours.
Mike, not mine.
Like yours per se.
Or like that one.
Yeah, like yours per se. I feel like you can actually even talk about it. But me feel nika ukionyesha mbele ya mse.
Ashaona.
Yeah, ana feeling.
Na asha feel.
Plus unajua kuna vitu huwezi feature.
Yeah, I know huwezi feature. I don't understand huwezi feature, but I feel like kuna a different approach that you can actually.
Jio nika kusema miss kulangi omena, si ndio? But nimejipata space omena leo imepikwa, si ndio? So siwezi speak smack about omena ukiwa hapo, because clearly because I know that unapenda omena, si ndio? And that is for those who are sensitive. Kwa wale watu insensitive, buddha unakula nini, ni shit gani unakula, unaona? But at the same time, hata nikijaribu kuonja, in as much as nitajaribu kuonja, uso wangu tu itakuonyesha tu bana, this nigga apana, I feel shit. So ni the same way ndio pia nadhani kama msea prefer certain, nikaa tu sahi bana Mumina, si ati unakubali kila msea kuhug, si ndio?
Actually, I'm not a hugger.
You see? So nikaa mimi nikuje and I am like, yo Mumina, and you're like, nigga,
depend tuko aje.
Pause.
Tuko wengi alafu hug kila mtu alafu usini hug na shangaga.
Sasa hata si hiyo alafu sasa
the same.
Now maybe if you put it that way. But mimi nikikuja Mumina like, hey, alafu anambia nigga pause. Alafu sasa mimi ndio nichukulie like, kwani ni makwapa inanuka, kwani nisijaoga, or maybe what's wrong with me. Sasa it then now becomes a personal issue, and then it now becomes me projecting my issues to this person. But pia the message, but nataka pia like iende out there ni as long as I won't get into your space, as long as I won't disrespect the basic fundamental rights of you as a person. The moment maybe I'm a service provider, you come into the hospital and you want to access service, that you will access services. It doesn't matter on what I believe in. Juu inaitwaje, ni akina nani hao na bado wao interact at the end of the day. I mean, you have two separate worlds, but they do exist on the same world na bado wana live harmoniously. Nikaa bado nilikuwa naona post fulani ya Amnesty na pia UN Women. Yeah. They live symbiosis bana. At the end of the day, I benefit, you benefit.
We benefit both of us. I don't get the itch, you don't get stabbed. You know.
So it's now getting to that specific point. Like, how do we get there? Where in as much as me I believe whatever I believe, or you believe whatever you believe, at the end of the day we can sit down, have a conversation, kama ilikuwa maybe ni a coffee or something, we can still, as long as also I don't like invade your boundaries and also you don't invade, as in unajua, because at the end of the day ni courtesy bana, unajua ina fall back to the basics mannerisms of just being human. Kuna being courteous, you know, you are maybe stoic. Kuna some things that you wouldn't do because then to anyone, because it would be disrespectful and it will be you overstepping some certain boundaries. As long as you respect those fundamental
basic human.
Yeah, bana. See,
I feel we can actually even move way far.
Because then I guess that is what happened. No
Yeah.
wonder we had that was it the intersex
The
nomination?
intersex, yeah.
I guess then that is what also happened, and by that, by the panelists just stepping out from the normal norms they have been raised with, the normal norms, because I am quite sure your talks ilikuwa kwa backgrounds
Definitely.
and no
But
mingililiwa.
you're actually seeing the person qualifies.
Exactly.
Yeah, mtamnyima kazi kwa sababu yeah, because this person is actually self-proclaimed first intersex in Kenya. Yeah, usema hivyo. Every time mukimit na I'm the first proclaimed intersex.
What's their name?
Dr. who? Dennis Wamalo. Yeah. Yeah, usema I'm the first proclaimed intersex in Kenya. I'm very proud. You know. So I feel like if we get to such a point that doesn't matter, but qualifications does. Tunaenda mbali.
And I think that's what we need in Kenya, because in Kenya I think the homophobia has gotten so far to the point that like Linda was saying, people are being denied houses. You could go to hospital and the doctor is like, "Mimi siwezi kudunga haga because you're gay." Ati sasa nikutoe suruali.
Kwanza wewe, now who is gay between me and you?
Exactly. Why are you gay?
Why mbona kukutoa trouser is such a big deal for me?
And I'm the one who's in charge. I'm the medical practitioner. Why am I feeling this way towards
Dunga na wende.
Dunga.
And in schools also being excluded because of that.
Yeah.
Like, the exclusion comes at a cost, because we are denying people health services, we are denying people education, people who had potential. These are children we are talking about. We are denying people housing, and it contributes to homelessness.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
We might think that even people lacking houses or dropping out of school is their issue, but ni sisi tutalipia at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yes.
In healthcare, we have a large population of maybe people aged, kama especially the population that can work maybe 18 to retirement inakuanga ngapi 50. Watu wameenda chini na issues za mental health. Are those the people who are going to work in our workforce, and we still want to call ourselves developing?
Plus
and
the
be
dependency ratios as well.
Ziko juu. So now tell me where we are headed. That is why it's such a huge deal. We are making people to be disadvantaged, but the way we are making them to be disadvantaged, kukosa healthcare, kukosa education, ni sisi wenyewe tunajidunga hizo mashindano haga.
True.
Because sasa we don't have a workforce, we don't have people who will work, we don't have decent houses for our people, we have many people on the streets. What does that look like?
People who cannot
for
even
us?
afford basic medication. Hata tukiongelea UHC, hawezi hadi lipia the basic to access.
And then I feel this is a point that I can actually even talk about conversion therapy.
Hey,
Conversion therapy is really on the rise right now.
For real, tell me about
it's really
it.
on the rise right now. So okay, basically conversion therapy is like changing someone's belief to something which is known to be normal, the normal norm. Like if you're gay, I try as much as possible to see to believe we need to have straights. God made Adam and Eve, not Adam and Adam. That's my belief, and that's what I'll try as much as possible to inflict in you, to make sure that you also believe that it's Adam and Eve.
Lazima uingie laini.
Adam. Exactly. So you get these clinical trials. There's church camps. There's even in residential areas. We conducted a research on the same. We found that actually these are sponsored gigs. Like literally they're sponsored. A doctor is sponsored to actually conduct a conversion therapy. Our pastor is actually even sponsored by people to conduct the conversion therapy. And a whole year boot camp, 1 week long.
Amekuja kupiga maombi.
Exactly.
Proper.
Exactly.
People must get served.
Exactly. And then you also find these people funding the same things. Are these people well,
Tunahead wapi?
let me sip water.
But if you're,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, it's the world, and you will at some point have opposing sides. The same way we have a side that is investing, it's the same way we have a side that is stealing. The same way we have a side that is building, the same way we have a side that is also making sure those buildings do not come through.
Yeah.
So then it's just how then we mitigate those like negative influences, those negative advances, and those negative how do I even call it, negative vibes to anything and everything that just goes on around. But kuna kitu tu pia moja siwezi taka to imiss na terms na identifications. Ni sai tu vile tu tulikuwa tumeingia, we had a sensitization moment where someone or we had misgendered one another, and then kidogo we were now speaking about it and how it should go and how addressing one another should be made. Nika vile pia when we get into meetings and when you asked to introduce yourself, you introduce yourself with your pronouns and all that. So I guess that is also a conversation that we have to have, because at the end of the day tuna assume that everybody knows.
But then, Martin, like, for example, do you know most of the people know that the gender non-conforming is only for the SOGI community?
You see, that
Imagine,
is also another myth.
Like, you might be heterosexual, but you identify yourself as they, them.
Yeah.
You know, you like
Or eat, because I kuna eat.
Yeah. Wewe umejiidentify hivyo, but wewe ushakuwa classified, wewe ni wale watu. you know, so you have to go with the he, him, to seem so macho for the community, wajue, huyu ni ule mtu wetu. But these pronouns are just put into place. Me, I usually feel like this is how comfortable I identify myself. Before nifike hapa, it was a process.
Yeah.
So don't think like
I'm just saying it ndo nikae.
Like I woke up in the morning and just decided I'm she, her. I'm they, them. I'm it. No, it was a long process. I started with he, him.
Yeah.
Before maybe I tried she, her. Before maybe I went to they, them. And then now I'm just it. You know, like we were in a space with a person who told us that they actually identify in this time they're identifying as they, them. The previous time they were identifying as she, her. Right now I'm comfortable identifying myself as they, them. Maybe there's a time that I'll identify myself as he, him.
Yeah.
Who knows? But that's my identity.
Yeah.
But not also to simplify the matter, but in the same way unaweza enda kuulizwa na bedhe ni mkabila gani, like Mkenya. No, I mean, but when ni mkabila gani?
I have an issue
mi ni Mkenya.
So much.
Mi ni Mkenya.
Mtu ukimwambia wewe ni Mkenya,
Asema
ati hunanga kabila basi. una baba.
Yeah, and you're like, mi ni Mkenya.
Good.
Because I don't want to identify myself
with
as that
tribe,
particular tribe for my own known reasons, and it's not a must you know them, but where jua mi ni Mkenya. Na as long as you I offend in any way, sasa mbona tunasumbuana. So I guess in that same way ndio bado mtu akisema yeye ni they, them, mtu akisema yeye ni she, her, I mean mbona tunasumbuana. But pia ni the fact that watu wengi hapa nje pia hawajui the aspect of na pia hawajui the significance, because I was watching something online. Ilikuwa a grocery shop. Ujamaa amekam kubai kitu, akinunua anaambiwa kasema can you kindly give him and this guy was like no I am they. Then this shopkeeper was like they, then they has to pay for two. I like no I am just the no, then if it's they, then they're paying for two. Otherwise give him whatever you're giving him. Then vile jamaa akaendelea kukasrika, the shopkeeper was like, so the both of you need to get out of my shop. Land vizuri, but anyway, that was a bad one.
There's also a certain commercial on the same too. It was an advert actually. The grandmother knew the daughter is coming. Yanamjua kama daughter wake. So the smaller kid was like, Natalie said they are coming for lunch. Oh, so the grandmother had they are coming for lunch. So she was like, oh, they are coming. They're coming. She cooked and cooked and cooked and cooked and cooked. Because she knows they are coming. And then Natalie came alone. And I was told you are coming with some people. She told me they are Natalie, they are coming. Where is the rest? I said, no, ma. Identify as they, them. You know?
What do you mean?
So then this calls for more sensitization.
Yeah.
But then how best can we do these sensitizations then? Because as we also mark this day, I guess going forward, we are bringing more on board to actually embrace and be part, and for all of us to just be humans and just roll as humans.
Yeah.
So how best can we do these sensitizations? What would be your like key takeaways and like your key contributions, or maybe just inputs to like going forward? If it's like online, we want to see this kind of content. If it's maybe on paper, we also want to see this kind of content. Now, peer, when we are interacting peer in schools, then we also have, although that might take some time, but we also want to see this and this and this is what we would want to go forward. Like for instance, I'll speak for myself. In maybe the work that I do, more of the content that I am putting out there, I make sure that as well it addresses some of the stereotypes, some of the myths, and also some of the not even some, all of them, the misconceptions that go around, so that not only the member, or at the end of the day, one who is conversant with this space, with this conversation, but as well ifikie ule mse ajui shit ajaiona kitu kai. So like on my end, hiyo ni kitu maybe more naweza taka kuona, and pia wale wengine wenye wako kwa space and they're making content and they're putting out content kidogo, because we're also looking at organizations and what they ascribe to.
Sure.
But also try to include, because at the end of the day SRHR ni ya watu wote. Na Mumina, what do you think though?
Going forward.
Yeah, going forward, and maybe just what you'd love to see or like to see or wish to happen.
Okay, I'd love to see more of respect going around and less of the violence, because in light of the recent killing of Sheila, there's something that's opened my eyes, and it's like how do I put this? The crimes against this community, they're rooted in the sexual kind of crimes. They like it's people from the they're raped and then killed. So I just like the GBV to stop, and the disrespect to stop, and then how do I say it? Like acha kufikiria mtu kama like a sex object. Like you hear of a person from LGBTQ and you admit like anakulananga na wanaume wenzake. I don't want to see any of that. I want to see like if you're in a space, you see that person as a person, what they offer. Like what Zuri was saying earlier, the hoimas thing. Like you see a person as a person. Don't think of a person as their sexuality. Like because before everything, first of all, you're an individual.
Yeah.
You have your own personality and your own characteristics. So let's keep it at that.
Okay.
Me, I think, do I have way forward? Hey, it's a lot. but
Spit them, man.
generally,
Mhm.
as I'm thinking about them, but generally, adding on what Momina has said, on the killings that we have the Sheila Lumumba
Yeah.
case. Still, up to now, there's no update.
Yeah.
Imagine.
There's no justice.
There's no justice. And if this was another boda boda case, ingekuwa ilishashughulikiwa kitambo. You
It should be
see?
in the courts.
Yeah, exactly. But for this one, it's on the down low. Kabisa. We have the other intersex killed. Nothing is being spoken about. We're just airing out the petitions, the everything. But yeah, everyone is like, we're in the political season, we will take care of it once it's done. But you do know very well, after the political season, it will never, nothing will happen. You know. And then we also had this other issue, the Erico, this celeb comedian. I don't know if you saw the status.
Erico Mondi.
Erico Mondi, the post that aliwekanga ya nani, ya Notiflow.
I didn't say that.
You didn't see that? Yeah. Hey, he actually said, ati huyu msichana anafaa aniwache. What actually really sounded so disrespectful and so violent. I think it's kind of like encouraging people to actually even conduct these rape incidents. Is venye alisema I'll fuck you until you become strict.
Oh dear.
You see?
Oh, shit. Okay.
It was on even on partial. Like iliwe screenshot na alikuwa ameiweka kwa status yake kwa sababu ya ile that drama they had about the nini nani Notiflow bought a car for the girlfriend. Now nani bought also a car for the girlfriend. Erico Mondi bought a car for the girlfriend. But Notiflow akasemaje ati people need to style up kwa sababu they don't nini hizi gari hata mnazionyesha kwa social media hazijatoka kwa garage. You're just posting tujue mnanunua gari but you're not buying. You know,
just for glam.
Yeah, just for the glam, just for the clout. So Erico Mondi attacked now. Akasema I can fuck you both until you become straight. You're even encouraging your audience, your fans. This is the right thing to do. Fuck them till they become rape them till they become straight. Now we're having these cases because even these rape incidents, when they're happening, the mentality of these rapists in Akwanga to do it for you people to become straight. You have never tested a man's penis, so you don't know how it tastes. How will you know? You need to test it so that you can actually make a decision if you're straight or gay. You know, that's usually the perspective of people. Not only the female, but also the men. They are raped by women because of that. Yes,
true that.
Yes, you need to test so that you can actually make the decision. How do you know you're gay and you have never tried? You know, that's the perspective people have. But now the killing becomes, the incident has happened. This person is going to report us. We cannot let that happen. So we kill her. Or we kill them.
Yeah.
You know.
Because maybe they have identified.
Yeah, one or... Because even this Sheila thing, it was so orchestrated because how does a rapist wear a condom?
Yeah,
you know,
I wanted to mention on that as well because
how does a rapist wear a condom?
It was so
orchestrated,
nicely
done. No fingerprints, no nothing.
Bana watu walioga bana.
No nothing.
Kuna DNA.
The 6 rapists wore condoms, and the only thing that disappeared from that house was the gas cooker. How?
Robbery, yeah.
How ati nini rape with aggravated robbery? How? Just a gas. This person was educated that if you even do this, so that even if it comes to the court or being reported, we will say it's aggravated assault with robbery or something. Yani ikae ni kama alirepiwa, alirobiwa, alafu akarepiwa. Unaona? Isikai ni kama alirepiwa because of her gender, but ikai ni kama a normal thing. Aliibiwa akarepiwa na akauliwa in the process. Yeah. No. But the main thing they wanted to do there was rape and kill her.
Yeah.
But they have to make it planned.
To teach her a lesson.
Yeah, to teach her a lesson.
And I think what is very devastating at this point is that we are beginning to see the consequences of homophobia,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
manifestations
True.
in form
Yeah.
of violence.
True.
But what gives me hope is
Mhm.
that through this conversation and many others,
Mhm.
we have been able to identify the gaps and the problems that we have.
Mhm.
And nothing is as bad as a population or a society that has no knowledge.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Kama
True.
haujui kitu unakuanga
Yeah.
nearly dead. And it's an echo to what everyone has said. We human beings are the biggest advocates of themselves. Before we can go out there to policy makers to say, ai, haki yetu ya human rights, haki
Yeah.
yetu justice for this, that,
Yeah,
and
we
the
need to
other.
know first.
Your neighbor. Right now, before I left home, I was telling my mom and my dad about the conversation that I'm going to be having. Prior to today, they were like, what is this LGBTQ thing?
Yeah.
Clearly, they're
Mm.
older than me, but maybe they didn't have clear information.
Yeah.
And I told them, it's like this, that, and the other. And it makes sense. Now, that is one family that is
Mhm.
informed.
Yeah.
Your next door neighbor
Mhm.
might be manifesting that. Maybe you have someone in your flat who anaishi peke yake na ni gay. You know these people who... There was a time there was an uprise. I don't know if you know these people. I don't know what church it is. Wanavanga shati za white na trousers are brown. Don't know what church it is.
Mhm.
But they're usually men who just stay together. I think it's for ministry.
Mhm.
And people were saying, ai, hawa watu wanakaanga pamoja. Mko sure? You know?
Yeah,
And
shower,
people are
classic,
very
right?
much focusing on the wrong things.
Yeah.
Since we are advocates for each other, advocacy is not a responsibility for people who have come out to say, I am a youth advocate for sexual and reproductive health. You are the advocate for the person who is right next to
Yeah.
you. You are the person who is responsible to inform the person who is next to you. Because usipofanya hivyo, kesho utakuja utapata amenyongwa na pia umenyongwa juu ulikuwa pete yake. And we lose a whole community.
Wait.
Mhm.
That was so informative.
Okay. Yeah, so fight for the person who is right next to you. We can never really understand the effect of
Yeah,
regarding the
the
person
whole
who is next to you.
spectrum.
Before
Yeah.
upige makelele ya African Charter of Human Rights,
Yeah.
care for the person who is next
Charity
to you.
begins at home, eh?
Yeah.
Advocate for each other.
Yeah.
Either way, inaonekana we still can go on and on and on and on,
Yeah.
and still won't quite cover vile tunadai.
Mhm.
But it then also speaks to a gap that we have, and I am hopeful by the time we're checking this out, it will also like garner some audience, because clearly there is a gap. Now we need more such conversations
Yeah.
where just guys and people are just free and are speaking freely to address the social ills and even better the grades that are happening in the society and the great progress. So, bana, shukran manze. This one has been awesome, and also you people. Linda.
Yes.
Lego.
Hey, mimi ni wenyu mpendwa. My name is Linda Ndinda. Nice to have met you.
Awesome.
My name is Mumina, and I'm so glad to have participated in this discussion.
Mumina mic. Love the mic.
Okay, my name is Mumina, and I'm so glad I could do this today. This was so informative.
I don't know. any introduction.
But yeah.
I usually feel it's so formal. Because nikianza kujintroduce na so many names, you know, serious. Anyway, guys, it's me. I'm Zuri. They, them is my pronoun. Yeah. Glad to have been here. Glad to have done this.
Patane tena.
Tunapatana tena, by the way. We are not done. It's just the beginning. We're just touching on the iceberg. Tumeguza tu.
Tuko fast base.
Tumeguza tu. Tuko fast base. Tunaingia second base.
By the time nafika cloud 9, it will be raining.
Yeah.
It's a bad one.
Someone is actually blushing out here, but it's okay. It's okay. It's a safe space.
Yeah.
Honey, it's a safe space.